Hey tennis fans, Blair Henley here, coming to you live from the Western and Southern Open, joined by, as you can see, a very special guest. It is our 7-time champion and 20-time Grand Slam champion, Roger Federer. Roger, thanks for joining us.
Of course, my pleasure. Hello, everybody.
I think I speak for everyone watching that we've missed you here the past couple of years. Other than the great people here in Cincinnati, what did you miss most about this event?
I mean, look, playing in front of the fans, I've had so many good years here in Cincinnati that it's always nice to come back. And last year, I actually was here for, on site probably 15 minutes where you have to go show yourself to the doctor. And honestly, my back was so bad, I struggled to get down where the doctor is. But, it was important for me to go see everybody. Also, the tournament director say I was sorry. And then, you go into rehab. So it's nice to be back healthy this time around, and I can't wait for my first match to come back around. And we like an easy week as a family here before we go to New York City, which has got such a different vibe.
Right.
So we like it out here in Mason, Cincinnati. Yeah.
All right. Well, you first played here in 2000, still a teenager if I'm doing my math correctly. What do you remember about that first trip here, and did you have any sense at that time that this was going to be a special place for you?
I thought I was going to struggle because in the beginning it was always a bit of a hit and miss. Either I lost first round or I actually played very well. Draws were incredibly difficult, still like today. I love looking at the draw here in Cincinnati. You see all these great matchups, and me as a tennis fan, then I love it. Of course you're like, oh, thank God he's not in my section, or thank God, he's on the other side. But I just think that's what I remember, how difficult it was. It was also the beginning where I just traveled with a coach. I think Peter Lundgren at the time. We used to come here and we tried, our best to figure out, how to do everything. And it was a great time. It's the times I enjoyed a lot, where all of a sudden, you were warming up and you're next to Agassi, and then you go practice and you see Pete Sampras next to you. Those were the days. Those was great.
Teenager then. 37 years old now, fresh off a birthday just a few days ago. So I think we all want to know, how did you celebrate?
My wife and everybody asked me, so what do you want to do? And I was like, oh, just let's keep it simple. Let's keep it super relaxed. 37 ain't 40. It's not 30. It's not 50. It's not the big one. So let's just keep it simple. I have enough busy days in my life, so let's not make a big scene about it. I had a super funny cake they created for me with, I think I was on the cake playing tennis with my wife and all 4 kiddies, and I remember my calf was so big. I was really proud of my calf muscles on the cake. So anyway, that was hilarious. But no, we had an easy time, and then actually in the evenings we all had a sort of a dress up. We all had to get dressed up, so we looked all very funny and very cute.
Now, hang on. I think we need a little clarification here. Dressing up as?
Well, they wanted me to dress up as Superman, and Mirka was Wonder Woman, and then all the kiddies were Supermans and Wonder Womans too.
Amazing.
It was like, oh my God, the kids looked so cute.
I bet you and Mirka looked pretty impressive.
Well, she looked amazing. I looked like, I don't know, like a Superman coming from the beach. I don't know. It was a good look, but yeah, whatever.
Fair enough. All right. Well, leading up to your first match here, it'll either be tomorrow or Wednesday. Waiting to hear, what do your days look like leading up to that opening match in a tournament? Do you go to bed early, wake up early? How much training is there?
Yeah, I mean, look, I've arrived here really early, so Thursday already, which gives me plenty of time to practice, to rest, to do the press and all that stuff. So I know I will play tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock. So, and I also know, yes, and I will play Peter Gojovic, I think, who just also won his match, who I've actually never played against. So yeah, so now as I know when I play and who I play, now you can really start to get ready with your coach.
Absolutely.
And you forget about all the practices maybe you've done, and you focus on the details, about tactics and what you want to do with your own game, and what does my opponent do well and not so well. And then of course you just want to come out with good intensity in that first match.
All right, switching gears just a little bit, you have fans literally everywhere, but I am curious what you are a fan of, whether it's a sports team, another athlete, a food. What comes to mind?
Yeah, I mean, look, I like FC Basel, my soccer team back home where I grew up at, so I follow them. I watched their match on live stream the other day, or was it yesterday maybe, I think it was. So, and and then what else? And then I like art, you know, and I like food. I like going for nice dinners with my friends and my family. My wife sometimes, romantic, of course. I like
Very
it when we
nice.
go out and we go really to a beautiful restaurant.
All right.
And I just like being in the city center of these big cities and going for a walk and seeing
Sure.
what the vibe is all about. And then of course I do love Switzerland the most, you know.
Yeah.
In the summer and the winter with the 4 seasons, it changes so much. So worth a trip. Come visit Switzerland. That's the message here.
I love it. Well, we're going to finish up with a little known Cincy tennis fact.
Okay.
There is a video of you and Rafa promoting your match for Africa in 2010 in a fit of uncontrollable laughing
Yes.
and giggling that has lived on 8 years later. It's still all over
Still
social
alive.
media. That happened just around the corner from where we are sitting,
Exactly.
and I was wondering if you could take us back. Has that ever happened to you before or since? Where you just can't get a hold of the laughing?
Yeah, it happened actually twice in Cincinnati and once in Switzerland, Zurich.
Okay.
When I was at a Credit Suisse shoot or announcement, and I did a CNN piece with Pedro Pinto. That was epic. And then here was Rafa, and I'll take you back to that in a second. And then I had a post-match interview, also again in a room like this. And we're talking about all the different salad dressings you have here in America. When you go to the restaurant and they ask you, so what dressing would you like? And when you go to a restaurant in Switzerland, it's like Italian or French dressing, and that's it. And here they line them up and you hear like 10, and then you're like, what was the second one and what was the fourth one? And I don't know, for some reason we started laughing uncontrollably, and we
Salad
actually
dressing,
and,
who knew?
And it was the only ever post-match interview we had to abandon. We couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't. So he would ask me, so what do you think about the match? And I couldn't answer because I was just laughing.
About salad dressing.
Yeah, because all it was spinning in my head was salad dressings here in America. So then, the situation with Rafa here was actually supposed to be very, very simple. You come in, say a few lines, and it was like a ping pong thing. You know, you go back and forth, and we were waiting for Rafa because Rafa always shows up a little bit late, no problem.
Okay.
And it was a room like this, super small, and there was people, you have to imagine, all behind the camera.
Right.
And then Rafa shows up and he's like, so what do we say? What do we do? And so it's like the lines, and you realize it's actually not that easy because it's back and forth, back and forth. So there's a bit of acting with it, and you have to memorize the lines.
Right.
So the first few we do it wrong just because, you know, we haven't gotten the rhythm yet. Then eventually we get it right, but now I can't look at him normally because he's Rafa Nadal and we're like not playing tennis, but we're acting.
Right.
And it just ended up in this silly thing which should have taken 5 minutes, and it ended up being a half an hour of just giggling, and then at the end swearing, go like, oh my god, are we so bad, or what's wrong with you? I'm so sorry, I can't believe I'm laughing. I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing at the situation, and we're just trying. So it went viral very quickly. It was the beginning, and anyway, it was
and it lives on.
It lives on. It was funny. I'm happy we did it, and it was all for a good cause. It was actually to promote my foundation, and then I repaid the favor to go to play Madrid for his foundation. So there was a lot of good things happening at the same time.
Things. And we're proud to say that happened right here
in Cincinnati. That's right.
Well, on that happy, smiling note, Roger, normally I would close us out and say make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Cincy Tennis, but it would be way better if you would just say hello to the fans, greet them. And
hello to all the fans. Follow Cincy Tennis on Twitter and Facebook. And it was a pleasure to be here. So I hope you also enjoy the tennis wherever you're sitting in the world. Come on in and join and tune in for the tennis here in Cincinnati. Take care, guys, people, everybody.